Hi, I'm Joey Lorraine, your dancer astrologer. I am a dancer and an astrologer who has been covering Dancing with the Stars, and I'd like to talk to you about what's been going on, unfortunately. Well, what happened with Hines Ward and apparently being held at gunpoint and handcuffed by the police in this incident on May 5th. Like, oh my goodness, what is this all about? And what timing that this is happening right in the midst of Dancing with the Stars. I personally think that there's something very fishy about the story and that all of the details have not been laid out clearly. The reason why I say this is because he has this transit that's going on that spells conspiracy, spells seediness, spells just downright, corruption. And everyone in his generation is experiencing it in some way or another because this is what I call a generational transit. And fortunately, yes, it is a transit. And astrology transits are temporary, thank God, right? And the reason why transits happen, I believe, is to kind of just unsurface some things within ourselves that we need to just put in the trash so that we can move forward with our lives and learn about ourselves and be happier and better people, right? So what's going on with everybody in Hines's generation, that is everybody who has the planet Pluto, right, which rules Pluto gets a bad name in astrology. It has its, like every planet, it has its light, its good side, its happy side, and its darkness, its bad side. And Pluto really is kind of like more of a dark planet. It represents corruption, investigation, scandal, anything that's kind of underground, and seedy drugs, prostitution, laundering money, any kind of corruption is definitely under Pluto's authority, right? And so what's happening is that everybody who has Pluto in Libra right now is being hit by Saturn, right? The planet of karma, the taskmaster planet, the planet that rules the law and justice, right? And making sure that all the rules are being adhered to. So this little incident with the police, I think, is just a reflection of this transit that is going on with him. And we're all, again, experiencing it in one way or another, right? So Saturn, again, the planet of learning, of authority, of justice, is coming head to head with Pluto, the power planet, right? And so it's not surprising that he would have a run-in with the police and that something about this would be questionable. I also think that he has to, and all of us in his generation right now, have to kind of look out for, anything that just doesn't look, feel, taste right, in our lives, because we could be susceptible to attracting seedy people, seedy circumstances, people just who, for whatever reason, are not really interested in your own best interest. People who are, for some reason, trying to kind of use you in one way or another without you really realizing it. And Hines is definitely susceptible to that, being the Pisces sun that he is. All of the Dancing with Stars contestants just really, I think, were a class act in supporting him with this stupid incident and, kind of just making it clear that, look, he is a sensitive, like, compassionate, gentle soul who wouldn't hurt a fly. And he has this beautiful Colgate smile. How ironic that of all people, he would be the person who would be, the poor victim of such a ridiculous incident. And I think to myself, well, how could something like this happen? Again, I do think that there's something definitely more to the story, because with Pluto involved, there's always more to the story. There's always something underneath the surface that wants to come out. I'm not quite sure what it is. I have a feeling that he is easily kind of drawn, maybe to questionable circumstances, questionable people. He needs to kind of toughen up a little bit and be careful, again, about who he associates with, who he spends his time with, who he trusts. Because being a Pisces people, they don't always see things totally clearly. They're kind of out there. You know, they're loving people, they believe in everybody, they have so much faith, and unfortunately the world just isn't always trustworthy, especially the people in it. But I give him credit, you know, if he had a moon in Scorpio, oh my goodness, he probably would be behind bars right now instead of on the dance floor, because he would have struck a policeman out. He would have cursed them out, or you know, hit somebody, and it just would have been a mess. Thank God his moon is in a very, very lighthearted sign of Gemini. It's a great moon to have to deal with, you know, instances like this with the law, because Gemini moon people, they just like let stuff go right off their shoulder, and it's like next. That's exactly what he did. I think he did the right thing. I think he handled the situation beautifully, but I do think that there's something more to the story, and he definitely, and we all, everybody who is in his generation, all have to watch out for people who, and circumstances that are just not trustworthy. We have to watch our own backs right now. This is our lesson. And hopefully, you know, this whole incident will kind of like click something, and he'll be a little bit more, you know, alert, and we'll grow from this. And he'll be able to put all this energy, because I'm sure he was kind of angry about it, into his dancing.